Hello everybody, this is Gabby's Games, and welcome back to Generation Zero. And today I'm gonna be starting to do a few tutorials with this game and how to get started properly. So we're gonna get a new character. We're gonna keep it male, and I generally like this one. And let's decide to go. I'm gonna go with the hip hopper style because I'm now Comrade Cat with the Adidas stripes here. I'm gonna start the game, and this is where you normally start the map, the game, and it finally spawns properly for me. And first up, you got a cabin here. I'm just gonna show you guys. There's nothing in this cabin, so you can just ignore that one. And by the way, sprint is done using the shift key. WASD is normal movement, space is jump, and interaction is E. Opening your inventory is, I think, by default U or I or Y, but I set it to tab, so you can do that by going to escape and then settings and key bindings, and you'll have to look for where is it? Open inventory button. That's one that you wanna look for, and I put it at a tab to make it easier for me to well, open my inventory really quickly and close it. So when we get into this house here, note that there is actually a again there's a shack over there which is empty and does not contain anything. But you get into this house, and I have to warn you guys a few things. This is not a entirely fresh save because even though I created a new account, the save is semi-shared among all characters that you have. And since I already have a character and already have, well, save files and etc., some stuff does not spawn properly. This might be a bug in the game, I'm not sure, but I do hope that they will fix this. But anyway, right here, you're gonna see this weird ass freaking robot body, and has this uh, light here shining on, well, this little pile here, and normally this is where a water PP spawns. Really simple, basic pistol. And if you walk over here, you can find a written note right here. For some reason, that spawned. You can find a medkit right there. I don't think that there's anything over here, so you don't really have to check it. Oh, actually, you do have this ammo crate, which can spawn a few types of ammo. Be sure to, unless you get a full inventory, always take up all the ammo you can find. And same here. Take up everything as long as you can carry it. You can later on drop it. These kind of parts are like makeup and one bigger jacket. Those are decorative stuff that does not get added to your inventory. But the other items are added to your inventory, and we'll go over what all the different things do in a moment. Anyways, we will go upstairs. Check to the right. This chamber here is empty overall. There's nothing in here. But if you go right here, close the door behind you, you can find a medkit right there. And you can find yourself another loot crate right there. Then, finally, you've got this room. And here you can find yourself a map and a binoculars. And they spawn right on this table. And, but sadly, I cannot pick them up because, well, I picked them already up on another character. If you want to go for the fast way out, you simply get on the roof, then you got in here, and then you walk down like this. Normally, you would go about your business and go towards the police car because the game tells you so. But be sure to check this car because on the back seat we got some ammo crates, and here, oh, there we go. We got a binoculars now. We got some adrenaline shots and some other stuff. We're gonna take all of it. And first up, we're gonna go to the left here because there is some interesting stuff here on the left. So first on the back of the truck of this car, some more loot. And I think on the side here in the back, nope. Maybe on this one, I think, is where you can find more loot. So not in the back, but not in the back seat. Actually, this one is entirely empty. Well, rip. Note that loot spawns are not random; they're always consistent. But what loot is on in the bags, that is random. So you can basically ignore that and ignore this entire area right here because, well, no loot will spawn. However, uh, most people will think that we're pretty much done by now. They will maybe check this part, notice that there is a crate in here, pick up the ammo, but, well, that's about it, right? Well, not really. There is one secret location on this part of the map. If you go right here, jump up, there's a poor little fella here, but what he does have is a Glock 17 pistol, which is better than the standard pistol you have. However, it uses different ammo. So the first ammo is the .32 ACP, which is used for the Muller PEP, while the 9mm full metal jacket is used for the Glock 17. Sliding the ammo on top of your gun will load it into there, and you can use it that way. And note that pistols cannot be put in the primary slot; they can only use in the secondary, so you will have to choose between the two. But I will advise putting the Glock 17 in your inventory for now, because even though it is a better weapon, it uses rare ammo. But you do get the handgun silencer, which you can put on your Muller PP, which will give you 1 or 2 points of damage reduction, but it will significantly decrease the noise generated by each shot, making it less likely for enemies to spot you. It's actually pretty important. After that, I suggest you grab your simple first aid kits, put them in one of these slots, because there's quick use slots. If you click on the button that is corresponding to these slots, you'll automatically swap to the items that are selected there. So I will put those in there. I will put the explosive gas scan right there, and then the binoculars at the 4 slots. I always put my binoculars at the 4 slot because, well, the binoculars are a great tool of spotting. And if you want to make screenshots, well, this is definitely the best way to do it. Let me turn off my flashlight, which is also one of the things that you can actually find over there. But if you want to make screenshots of this game, grab your binoculars and just, well, enjoy the view. That is, of course, the game is really good looking, and making screenshots and just exploring the wilderness is something I definitely want to do with this game. Anyways, gonna switch back to my pistol, and gonna check this area for you guys first. So there's a bag right here in the side truck. Gonna take everything. Then here in the back there are 2 ammo boxes. You might notice that the square boxes pretty much always contain ammo, which is a good thing. I now have a total of 17 shots in my main magazine and 20 more shots for me. And you can see here, it does not automatically put them in there, which is kind of an annoying thing about this game, is that you do have to inventory manage pretty much everything. So for this part, you can just simply direct that thing over there, you can direct that thing over there, and it is ordered. But I generally take a minute to really put everything together, so I put all the ammo types all the way over here, then put my adrenaline shots over there, and my consumables over here as well. Adrenaline shots are pretty important because if you get killed in combat, you can respawn basically using your adrenaline shots. Simple first aid kits and other health kits can restore your health. Also pretty important. Explosive gas scans, you can put them down and you can shoot them for a pretty good explosion. And there are also other variants of that. And then the flares and fireworks and etc. kind of stuff. Overloads a machine's threat identifying circuit, making them shoot the flare instead of you, because they have infrared heat seeking basic view that will target that. And hairpins will not be imported for you early on, but at some point, if you get the appropriate skill, which is right here, lockpicking, you unlock the ability to unlock non-special locker using lockpick items. And so the lockpick item is the lockpick hairpin, and it allows you to open up special loot locations. They will, in those locations, there will be better loot than the average stuff at that location, but it is not a very important skill to get early on. Then onto the ammo. We got another type of 9mm, which is the SMG ammo. The SMG box is brown, and the handgun ammo is blue. That's how you distinct the two. They both look the same, but they're not compatible, sadly. The SMG ammo is one that you're going to be using a lot of, because one of the first weapons you'll be getting is, other than a shotgun and a hunting rifle, is going to be, well, an SMG. White box is again the 32 ACP ammo for your Miller PP pistol, which is probably the most common ammo type of the game, other than maybe the SMG ammo. Then we got .243 soft point ammo. These are for the bolt action rifle, the hunting rifle specifically, and it's a decent weapon, and you will use it quite a lot early on. And then we got the 7.62 full metal jacket ammo. I do have to point out there are different types of ammo for each gun. There's pretty much always two types of ammo for each gun. So the lowest grade types of ammo are the hollow points. So the pistols, the Mono PP gets a hollow point, but it also gets full metal jacket. Using the full metal jacket ammo for the .32 ACP Mono PP will slightly increase its damage, but it is less common than the hollow point ammo. Same goes with the assault rifle using the 7.62. It gets decent damage using the full metal jacket, but it has an armor piercing variant that has increased armor penetration and damage as well. Same thing with the SMG, armor piercing or full metal jacket. The hunting rifle has full metal jacket or soft point. Then we got for handgun with full metal jacket or armor piercing. And then we got the 20 gauge shotgun ammo, which doesn't have two but three types. You get buckshot, you get birdshot, and you get slugs. And they all drastically make your shotgun behave differently. Birdshot does very good damage, but it has a large spread and very little armor penetration, making them less effective against the larger enemies in this game. Buckshot is the all-rounder shot, and probably your best bet to use because it's a pretty common ammo type, while it's still really, really effective. And lastly, I cannot really show you it, but then there is the slug round, and the slug round change the gun into a sniper. That's it. We're gonna go over to the police car now, and then we're gonna go on and fight our first enemies. So the police car is gonna be another loot location. There's another random enemy here, which you can actually loot because he is considered dead, and not just part of the scenery. Then we will grab all the ammo in here. We'll grab all the stuff in here, and lastly we'll be grabbing all the stuff in here. And oh, we got a Miller PP apparently here. That's the way they actually fix that issue, I guess, is just making it spawn in here. So now we have the choice between the Glock 17 and the Miller PP, and I will actually be using the Miller PP for the most part, but I will be removing the handgun silencer and moving it over to my Miller PP. Because this way, if you can see here, we already have amassed 130 rounds for the starting pistol. And that's the biggest ammo drop you will get initially. And that's where you basically have to use most of the ammo from. Anyways, we also got two new items here. These are gonna be the small fuel cell and the small EMP cell. And the fuel cell is gonna be exactly the same as the gas tank. Well, the EMP cell is actually kind of pretty one of the more interesting items because it will right up disable enemy movement, firing, everything for a short during of time. But it is basically a grenade. It's a disabling grenade. Anyways, we're gonna turn off this light because you can see a little bit of light going over there already. And that's where we're basically gonna be encountering the first enemies. A lot of people I noticed when I read the reviews of this game on Steam actually really quickly got bored after getting through the first two locations. And that's something you really have to do with this game. It really gives you a very slow start. But after you basically go through this area up to around here, it's really easy mode. Well, you do actually have this location right here, which is actually pretty dangerous. But generally you will follow the road. And right here, at the Zuidveld IP, then it starts getting really interesting and difficult. I expect for most players, they have never encountered the signature tank enemy, which is the large two-legged robot that you will see on pretty much all screenshots, which you'll only start encountering after reaching the end of the initial, well, tutorial area. Because this entire area basically is a tutorial, and after that is when it starts getting ridiculous. So, we're gonna go, follow the road, ascend. And we're gonna go check out our first enemies. And you see turned over cars. And I actually cannot spot the first enemy just yet. I see a dead robot. Where are the enemies? They're pretty much guaranteed to spawn here, so they're probably gonna be over a little bit over to that side. Okay, it looks like I'm clear to actually loot this area. This car is empty, as you guys can see. This robot is not lootable. But you do have this crate in the back here. Some more ammo. And some medical supplies. Go a long way for us. And we will open the top here just to make sure that there's nothing else that we can loot from this car. And nope. We're gonna go on. Also, by the way, do appreciate the smoke. It does look really cool. And of course we will have to do some inventory management again. Quickly. And bloop. And you're all set pretty much. And note these numbers right here, by the way, which indicate how large a stack of an item can be. For example, you can only have 60 shots of birdshot for one inventory space, and then the 61st shot and up to the 120th shot will take a second slot. Some ammos can carry more of its type than others, so 240 for those, 60 for these, and 120 for the middle type ammo. Anyways, onto the church. I want to point out these buildings are not enterable, so you can just basically run past those. And we're gonna go get into the church area. And by the way, guys, dynamic weather is a thing in this game, so this fog is actually not always here. Sometimes it is, sometimes not. That's a normal light. Those are normal lights. Okay, I have no idea where the enemies are right now, because they should have been somewhere close to me already. So unless the game is slightly bugging out, there will be somewhere at some point, and I'll probably get jump scared by them. So checking the inside of this area, looks like it's entirely empty. So we're gonna go on to the inside area, and there will be a somewhere around here is actually gonna be a note that you have to find to proceed with the story. But meanwhile, I'm just gonna show you guys the loot locations. Funny things, by the way, are gonna be these radios. They're gonna be, they actually act similar to the flares, but slightly less effective, but at the same time, quite a lot more funny. Yeah, guys. I'm probably gonna get demonetized for the music, but oh well. RIP. There are quite a few of them around, and you're gonna use them as distraction for your enemies, but since we already got quite a few other stuff, I don't think we're gonna need them. I'm actually gonna drop this fireworks item, and if you drop items, they will always drop in these yellow bags. Is that so? If there are random yellow bags lying on the ground, that's why. Those are player dropped items. And what you're also gonna do is turn on the organ. Always great. I'm pretty sure there's nothing right here. And we're gonna go up here to grab ourselves our weapon. And normally there is a shotgun right here, but again, it's an actual object that spawns, which doesn't respawn for some reason, which is kind of bummer. Because that shotgun is actually really, really good at this stage of the game. You don't get a lot of ammo with it, but you generally get 2 or 3 shots around the enemies around this area. So after putting all of our stuff back into a neat little row, we are gonna go outside. And hopefully we will meet some enemies soon, because I understand that it can get boring if there are no enemies spawning for you guys. Anyways, we're gonna open this truck, and these trucks generally have a pretty large area in the back here, which can have a lot of loot. And one little trick that I'm going to show you guys with the loot box is to not force you to take everything. If you only want to take one thing, you just click it, and you click done. That's how you only pick up a few items at a time. So I don't really want that thing, so I'm going to click those 3 and click done. Oh, there's a back in the rear area. If I cannot reach it from this side, so I actually have to reach from the other side. And we got a dead man here. Rip you, dude. But I'll take your loot. And we're getting pretty stacked up on ammo now. We got 90 rounds of the Glock ammo, which is not bad. Not bad at all. But I'm really just gonna go look for confrontation, because I want to show you guys how to deal with the first enemies. And this might be a little bit spoiling of storyline at first, because, well, normally if you go explore all of this, you're easily busy like half an hour for the first time. But, oh well, it's a little bit late for me to say, and I will apologize for that. But can we finally find ourselves some enemies? I'm literally just confused right now where all the enemies are. Oh, there we go. If you can see that little white thing there, that is actually a spotting indicator. If it turns yellow, it means that you alerted the enemies nearby, and it helps you actually locate enemies in the area as well. So you can actually just track it pretty easily. And there it is. So I'm gonna take my binoculars to really show you guys what this thing is. So this is a runner. Small dog-like enemy. And one thing that you're gonna notice is the big fuel cell up top, which is its major weak spot. This is the prototype variant, which you can of the runner, which you can well, basically find and identify by the orange color and the lack of any armor. That's that. We're gonna start engaging it now. And if I can actually shoot the top, and I actually already hear the enemy on the right side. I cannot aim for shit. Enemy to the right side. Oh well. And here you can see me not hitting any of the weak spots of this dude. So I'm gonna run up a little bit. And there we go. That's better. Hello, sir. One thing you have to watch out with these is they can actually run at you and ram you off balance, basically, on the ground. Okay, next one. And this is basically the biggest weak spot with these enemies is... Oh, well, actually, I killed 2 in 1 by hitting the explosion. And there we go. This has done quite a bit of damage, so we're gonna grab our medkit, click left mouse button, and we will be healed. And let's loot this location now. Since we won our combat, we are now getting some experience. And there we go. Oop. Oh, there's still one more. Or 2 more. also grab a medicals again, because otherwise I'll get killed. These things only heal 25 health at a time. They don't really do a lot. There we go. We got the fuel cell. And you can easily see how these robots are kind of walking dumb right now. They're standing still, letting us hit their weak spot. And that's one of the signature things about these starter bots, basically. They aren't really the smartest enemies. And they will actually get stronger on later on. And you can see two different types of ammo: full metal jacket, hollow point. We've got our second type of ammo, basically, from this area. And the further you get, the better the ammo types you can get, because these are not actually all the ammo types that are in the game. There are actually some ammo types you're going to get on the higher loot levels. But in the meanwhile, I'll just get as many loot here as I can. And at first it is pretty easy. Like if you can hit the guns. And ooh, we got another item, which is gonna be a handgun compensator, which I actually cannot use because it's actually for revolver handguns, which is not something I'm gonna get anytime soon. So I'm gonna drop it. And it's a bummer that I got that, but that's an equipment crate, which always drops really good loot. It either drops weapons or weapon attachments. And ooh, more ammo. I'll take that. So that makes 136 ammo. So we're pretty much ammo neutral on that exchange, basically, there. With all the loot on this location and the enemies I killed, loot of them, I basically ended up being neutral. But even with the how bad these ones are, they can still pretty much swarm you because they're always in packs of at least 5 or 6 of them. It's very rare for you to meet these in a group smaller than that. It will only be if there is a larger enemy nearby that would be supporting that little pack. Anyways, we're gonna go back to the road. And we're gonna go for the last location, which is gonna be the farm. Because that's one pretty important area, because that's where you could get your first safe house. And safe house is not really anything too exciting, but they're really handy, and I do want to show you guys what they are. So you notice actually me running slightly slower now. That's because there's actually a stamina system in this game, even though you do not really have a stamina bar, which is something I do want to see improved. And meanwhile, we're just gonna be enjoying the scenery, because no matter what you guys say, I will keep loving how this game looks. You can see the god rays through the trees, just being beautiful. Or should I say beautiful? Because, well, I'm Comrade Cat right now, after all, right? Anyways, we are now pretty close to the farm, and we are gonna go there now. Don't see an enemy. And I guess if you guys are as lucky as me, you can easily stroll through every location. But you will probably meet more resistance than I will. Because, well, apparently they're not respawning all the characters if you're ready to defeat the first wave. Anyways, we're gonna go around here and look for some loot. I actually do not want fireworks, so we're gonna skip that. Go up. Again, 5 more loot. But since you guys already know how to loot, basically, I will just keep this area short. I will just do it for this building and make sure I did not miss anything. Yeah, I already got that one. And we're gonna go ahead to the safe house. And the safe house on this location is gonna be right here. You open up these two parts here, and this is where the safe house is located. The safe house pretty much always contains some loot, like high density of worth of loot, because well, it's a safe house. And right here is a gonna be a note for the ones that want to find it for the quest's sake, really. But that's basically where it's gotta be. Anyways, that's most of it. And for we did get a hunting rifle silencer, which is a definitely an interesting item that we will be keeping our hands on, because we can actually get ourselves a hunting rifle pretty damn soon. We only have to do a few more things to actually get our hands on it. But I'm not gonna do that for this video, because basically once you walk in here, you will get your access to the fast travel. So you can click on the location and say fast travel. And actually, I apologize. The Alba Church is actually another one of these locations. So that's another place where you can fast travel, and you do not have to spend time walking back and forth. You can see the amount of safe houses that I got. I have one right here. I basically skipped this most area because I was able to wanted to go all the way over there, and I do also miss quite a few of them here and here. But I have scouted most locations on the map now. Note that you cannot get on these outer islands, and that as far as I know, you cannot really get on here either. But I do actually have to check that out. No, look at it. It does look cool. That's it. Do hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. And if you guys want to see more of this, please comment down below. And that's it. I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye, guys.